Goeienaand. Good evening, fellow South Africans from a balmy, warm Brisbane. And the good news is that we now have over 17,000 subscribers on our channel. Isn't that exciting? I want to thank you all for your support and helping promote this channel to other people. Our message is getting through, and it's because of your involvement and sending me information, like this article which was sent to me overnight, and it came from Lynn. This is a shout out to Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. And the article is by the Cato Institute, which is a very, very well respected American think tank, and they're talking about what's happening in South Africa. The Cato Institute has published a warning of the possible effects that expropriating privately owned farmland may have on South Africa. The Institute's Marian L. Tupi said that 18 years ago Zimbabwe embraced a similar policy. And she said, as a consequence, South Africa's northern neighbour's economy collapsed and the country descended into penury and political violence. This scenario is likely to repeat itself in South Africa. An attack on property rights will result in the destruction of South Africa's farming community, dramatic reduction in agricultural productivity, and mass unemployment. It could also lead to collapse of the banking sector, which depends on land as collateral for loan making, and the local currency, hyperinflation, and even bloodshed. Tupi added that in the early 1990s, the United States was heavily involved in negotiating the transfer of power from the ruling National Party to the current government, and as such bears some responsibility for ensuring that South Africa's post-apartheid political settlement, including protection of minorities and private property, endures. Now, that is a hugely significant statement. President Trump should warn the South African government that if South Africa's constitution is amended to allow for expropriation without compensation, South Africa will be suspended from the African Growth and Opportunities Act, as Zimbabwe had been, he said. Moreover, the US Congress should hold hearings on the situation in South Africa if the government of South Africa continues its destructive economic policies. Section 104 of AGOA states that a sub-Saharan African country is eligible for membership of AGOA if it 1. Protects private property rights, incorporates an open rules-based trading system, and minimizes government interference in the economy through measures such as price controls, subsidies, and government ownership of economic assets. And 2. Respects the rule of law, political pluralism, the right to due process, a fair trial, and equal protection under the law, which clearly is not happening in South Africa either. Tupi went on to say, furthermore, the text of AGOA states that if the president, the US president that is, determines that an eligible sub-Saharan African country is not making continual progress in meeting the requirements described in Section 104, the President shall terminate the designation of the country as being eligible for membership of AGOA. Considering that South Africa is in breach of it, or is about to breach a number of requirements for membership of AGOA, the President should act by issuing a preemptive warning to the South African government. Now, as you know, the South African government has just blown in the face of that. They've already passed the amendment to the Constitution in Parliament. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the next few weeks, because I can see President Trump pulling South Africa out of the AGOA agreement, which gives huge benefits to a country, financial benefits. And that's going to put a lot more pressure on the ANC government leading up to the May elections. All right, guys, have a great evening, and take care.